Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and we're playing Planet Zoo today. And this is going to be very different from what we have been doing. This is going to be a bit of a, well, it is a tutorial. I was going to say a bit of a tutorial, but it is a tutorial. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through kind of the foundations of what to do when you start a zoo. Very basic, very simple. This is for the beginners that are just now getting into Planet Zoo, who maybe have played Planet Zoo in a while and just kind of forgot, they just like took a break, maybe came back, those kind of people. Anyways, and maybe just for you if you're interested. So I am still in my cast. I broke my wrist on my dominant hand, so I am playing a little slower than I normally do. So it is a challenge, but we're working through it. So, yes, this has become a request from one of my commenters, my viewers, that wanted a little bit of help, and I'm happy to help. So here we have a brand new zoo. As you can see, there is nothing going on. And we're going to pretend that we're doing franchise zoo, but we're not going to worry about the money right now. But we're going to kind of pretend like we're going to worry about money, but we're not. So what we're going to do, very first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a look and you're going to see that we have no paths, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to pause our game first, because we always want to work in pause if we can. And we're going to double click on this path, which is going to give us the exact same path. Now, as you can see, it's going to go ahead and give us kind of a middle here. So what I like to do, instead of having it be kind of wishy-washy and kind of move around and flip around and maybe be slightly off, as you can see, I like to do the align grids. And so all you do for that is you do your first one and you come over here and you hit the align grid. This is going to give you squares, and all you do is you click on the one you're wanting to align to, and I have the square edges marked, but you can do it off and it'll give you more of an arched one if you wish. I like the squares personally. So we're going to go and we're going to make our path here. Now, we've already made a mistake. And what that mistake is that we want to make sure that this path is wide. So I do not take it all the way. Oh, we're going to have to deselect. See, we're troubleshooting here. So we don't necessarily want it as wide as we can get because it starts to deform things. I usually do about 23, which is still quite wide. So it is going to be a little off, but it's not going to be too far off. Align to grid, select grid, and then off we go. Now, I have played Planet Zoo since it came out, and I am still figuring it out myself. So I am happy to do this, but I may make mistakes, and we will work through them together too. So what we're going to do now is that we have our main path, and you don't have to do a straight path at all. You can make it all kinds of crazy. But like for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and make it just very simple because we are making just a sample of a starter zoo. Very, very start zoo. So here under the paths system, you have the path, you have the queue, and then you have the staff path. Now the staff path is obviously for staff, and so what happens is your guests will stay off of it, and so that's really nice for making like nice little hidey holes and things like that for your staff to walk. Maybe you don't necessarily want your guests walking around the backstage, or seeing the backside of your enclosures, and that's where all your other stuff is. Now it's also particularly helpful because we have to worry about negative impact on guests. Because once we worry about that and think about that, we can see that we need to worry about placements. And one of the big placements that we have to do first is under facilities. So you click the facilities tab and it'll come up, and there is lots of options, as you can see. But we're going to focus on going to this filter, and we're going to turn blueprints off. That is because if you're in franchise mode, you're probably not going to want to spend all that money right out the gate on stuff like that. Pretty stuff. So over here you can see we have lots of options, and you're going to go to staff facilities, and we're going to talk a little bit now about this. So you have some required ones and some that aren't required right out the gate. This can really save you some money because, as you can see, they are expensive. So the absolute required one is animal trading. Without animal trading, you do not have your animals get put into your park. Now, as you can see, I put it on and now down, and now it's in a grid positioning. You can play with the grid size all you want down here, and it will play with it and it'll make it smaller so that you can move it more freely. Or you can, I prefer the 4, honestly, but, or you could turn off this and you're just totally on your own again. Go ahead and click again to make it part of the group. And if you want to twist it, you just hit Z on the keyboard. So twist, 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 twist. It's really easy. And then if you want to stack them, sometimes it'll automatically do it. But if you wanted to, you hold down Shift and you can pop it up yourself, or opposite, you can just tap it and it'll pop back down, or opposite, you can take it and take it underground. Some people like to do tunnels for their staff buildings so that they can like hide them away big time. So then you're going to need a keeper hut. When you're in franchise mode and you're just starting out, you have not researched things. You won't have the large. You'll have the small version. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Boop. Oh, my grid size is too small. That's interesting. Here we go. I thought I fixed it. So let's fix that back to 4. There we go. See, I thought it looked a little weird. So that one's not necessarily, that is needed right away, but you don't necessarily need the large one right away unless you're going to really make a hub of exhibits around it. So quarantine is definitely required, especially in franchise, because if you don't, you can end up putting a diseased animal from the market into your zoo, and then it's going to infect everybody, and that's just not healthy or fun or anything, and it makes everybody upset. So quarantine is a big deal. Research center is only big deals if you need it for more research. If you've already done all your research in franchise mode, it stays researched. The only thing to remember is that one, it'll probably still bug you about it, but like you don't need it out the gate. It is needed if you get a new DLC, because there tends to be new things to research when it comes out. So we're gonna skip that one. Staff room is a requirement. I get large if I can, because you know there's always a lot. Veterinary surgery is also required. So you see I popped it up there on accident, so I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna hit that undo button. No big deal. Or you can do Control Z or Z, depending where you're at, and you go ahead and continue from there. So staff room we already did. I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. Veterinary surgery we just popped in, and then the workshop is not necessarily needed outside of research, just like the other one. So it researches other things too, mostly scenery based, whereas the other one, the research center, is animal based. And so if you have everything researched, you just don't really need it, and it's kind of a waste of money right out the gate. The game will bother you about putting it in, which you'll probably see, but you can just kind of ignore it and just keep going, because you know money is a factor here in the beginning, especially for franchise. I am in sandbox, so I don't have to worry about it, but you know. So another big deal is you hit the H on the keyboard, and you can see up here at the top all these little icons here. And it says, if you just hover on it, it says negative impact on guests. So you click that and you can see that this is the ring of doom. So basically if you, and this goes high too. So like if they're underground, it's all the way around it. So what I like to do is I do this. I put my pointer at the edge of it and I hit H again, and I can see I am far enough away from everything. So you want to give distance, especially to things that give negative stuff, because your guests will get whiny about it, basically. They'll get whiny about trash, unhappy animals, and stuff like that, and you'll start getting protests about the animals. Yeah, just be aware of that. And then, like, under utilities, these are also negatives that you'll get. So you can see it's got negative, and these are your water. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's because it's the water. There we go. It clicked over there again. So this is like water treatment, wind turbine, which interestingly, the wind turbine does not bother them as much. And your favorite is going to be the solar panel if you have to get real close to the walkways, because there is no negative. Because I think it's because it's not noisy like the other ones. Just hit H again and it'll go, oh, it goes away. And let's start getting some stuff in here. So I'm gonna hit number, oop, that was number 2, number 1, and this is named T-Zoo, and you can name it whatever you want. You can edit it in here. T for tutorial for me, and you can also edit the time of day, the light and the dark, the money. You can see over here like the popular animals, and there's nothing yet, obviously. Guest happiness is 0% because there's really nothing, and you can see all your staff, their happiness, and all that good stuff. And so if you look, we have no research center and we have no workshop, so these are not where we can access them. They're grayed out, which is fine because we don't need it. But if we didn't have some of these other ones, like the trade center, we would not be able to look at animals. So we have no animals, so there's nothing to look at, but you can see what I mean. So let's go to staff, and we're going to get some in here. So caretakers, they take care of the grounds. They clean up litter, empty trash bins. Keeper, they take care of the animals. We'll just get a couple of all of them. Mechanic keeps the walls and the generators and water treatment up and running. Security takes care of vandalism and theft. Obviously. Vendor, they take care of the vending areas. They'll give a replacement to the ones that are working so that they can not get overworked. And then veterinarians, that's obvious. Educators, they go ahead and walk around and they educate on animals. They're really cool. They give tours and all sorts of stuff. I really enjoy them. So they're just gonna float there until you hit play, and they'll just, whoa, they'll just fall down. Now, without them, you obviously cannot run a zoo. It just doesn't happen because you have to have all of these people here. So what we're going to do is the very first animals that people tend to do, my dogs are running around, is the exhibits. And now there is a difference between exhibits and habitats. Now, under the facilities tab, under animal exhibits, you'll see there's 2 types. So there's the exhibit, which they have 4 sides of viewing. So there's really no front or back to it, just your determination. And so we're gonna do 3, and then there's the walkthrough exhibits. And we're gonna do a few of these too. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this many like out the gate, but it's just for example purposes. And I mean, they're not, just kidding, those aren't gonna work. Let's see, I told you I was gonna make some mistakes. That was a mistake because, oh, we're gonna have barking dogs because we need to do where they can walk through. And I'm just gonna connect them like this. I can't remember how many walk-through animals there is, but you'll get the idea. And then you go ahead and you get your paths in. And we're gonna make them smaller for width so it doesn't look too weird. And you're gonna connect. Whoa, and I missed. It's not gonna be super pretty, but that's okay. This is just an example, right? We don't need to worry about all that. And you can have them go all the way around for these, but I tend to not to, just because I almost always have it butted up against my staff buildings. And as we saw, they give negatives. Oh, I almost forgot. Now, I navigate through the zoo using the WASD, S down, D side, A other side, W up, and then, oh, sorry, yeah. It's hard to explain. I just kind of do it sometimes. Let's do length real quick so we can hurry up and get back to the main path. There we go. Okay. You can tell I don't do these very often, but that's okay. I hope you're learning. I hit escape to get out of that. And so then what we're going to do now is we're going to hit number 2. Just kidding. We're going to hit number 3. Just kidding. it's not number 3 or number 2. I don't know. Anyways, it's down here at the bottom. It's exhibit trading. So you're going to clear your filters, and the best thing you can do is you can do it by appeal. So our first ones is Egyptian fruit bat. Now those guys go into the walkthrough, and so we're going to get a couple of those. And then the speckled flying fox, they're about the same. And then we have a yellow anaconda, and you just keep adopting as you want them. So right now we're just kind of going through. And then let's do lesser iguana and a Gila monster. And then I think that's all we can do. Excuse me. So then we go down to exhibit animal storage, and you just click, click, click. I got the wrong bat. Just kidding. Don't do that bat too. And you hit send to zoo. And then if you see, they can't go into this one. They can go back into Animal Trade Center, which is where they're coming from. But mostly you can see these beautiful green ones that say they can go here. Once you click, they go straight in there. Yellow anaconda, guess where they go? They go over here. And then same for the other two. I feel bad about the bat, but I'm going to show you what to do about that. Make sure it's got the check mark or it will not move. And then what you do is if you accidentally get one you didn't mean to, it's really easy. You can just go ahead and quick trade it and confirm, just so you don't have a whole bunch hanging out here. So now let's continue, and then we can look for, now you can scroll if you want. It really helps when you're looking at like the appeal. But what I like to do is I come up to the Zoopedia, and then you can go to any type and you do exhibit. And then what you can do then is you can like customize what you're looking for basically. So you're like, I'm looking for tropical. And here's another one. So then you can see that this is all the information on the animal. Go to the market. There they are. And you just look, see if they kind of, in the orange and the green, of course, is better than the red. We're gonna get a couple there, and then let's get some butterflies if we can find some. So there's some butterflies because they are also in the other market or in the walkthrough. So let's see here. So now let's see, we've got 2 butterflies, and you can see they won't go there and they won't go here because there's already bats there. But they can go here. And then these guys can. And they all have different stuff that they got in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on these little guys first. Sorry for spinning you around too much. So in here, all you do is you come in and check. So here's their welfare, it's in the orange, not good. Habitat is 2%, not good. So what you do is you can click and see what the problem is. So basically it comes down to layout and humidity. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna come over to layout tab, and all of these are researched, researchable. And so they've already been researched, so they're ready to go, and you just click them. Just like that. And you go over to the climate, and then you can see that these are good on this temperature, but these are bad. So it says 15% to 25%. So you're gonna come down here and you're just gonna click, highlight, and then just type in whatever they need. And then we're gonna hit play so you can see, and it's just gonna quickly fix it. I'm not gonna leave it on pause, playing for too long because I don't want everybody else to complain. Now you can close the windows on it. You just go through the tabs. You go through, here's customize, you go through the tabs, and they have 2D and then they have 3D. So I like to do like 2Ds and then 3D in the back, and then 2D on the side, and then there you go. A nice little exhibit with a little critter hiding in there somewhere. And then you just, oh wait, oh, that was close. We are not done yet. We still have to go to management. Now for management, what you do is you say manage population. We want 1 male, and we're gonna say sell for cash. and age highest first because you want the oldest to go. And we don't have any females yet, but when we do, we want to keep her. So we're going to say 1 there, sell for cash the rest, and there you go. So now that, whoa, so now that one is set. And then you just repeat, 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 repeat. Okay. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. I'm not going to explain it all over again because that's silly. But you can see that they all have like different stuff that goes into there to makes it looks different, which is cool. So 79, I'm just going to do that real quick. And then this one's 50. And then the deco, whoops, not that one. If you close that front one, or like all of them, it makes it where it's not working. Because obviously there's nothing to see. And then, oops, almost. I always forget the management. The management is kind of a newer thing. And so it's kind of like, you know, not on my brain. And then again here, we only have 1 in there, but we do intend to get another one later. So there we go. Next. And now you'll notice that these guys kind of look the same because they are from the same biome. And so they're gonna, it's pretty similar. But like you have like water ones and stuff like that. And you know, it's really cool. I like the diversity. What was it? 77. And then the humanity's good. Oops. $3D. Aim. And then you can change the color of the water and the transparency if you want. I don't tend to mess with it in these guys. Just because, you know, it's like they're fine. Okay, now for the other ones. So we got some bats in here, and then the people walk through, obviously. That's why they're a walkthrough. Oh, there's no power. So for this, because there is no power over here, we're going to have to put in a facility button. We're going to have to put in some power. So you see how they're turning blue? You can see our blue stuff going on. I'm going to put that right there because there is no bad feelings about those ones. And then we're just going to make sure that the staff can get to it. And I kind of got crooked there, but you know what? You can make kind of cool stuff, even if it goes crooked. So we're going to head back over here now that it's operational. And then we're same. So like layout, all the stuff has been researched. And then you can do temperature, of course. Oh, they're so close. 70. And then this is where it kind of gets fun because you can do like glass, and you can change it all the way around. You can do solid or you can do none. Now, I like to do, it doesn't, or wire mesh, of course. So we're going to leave it wire mesh. But I'm going to show you where I think that one really comes into handy. And then you can do the floor, be solid or none. And then the either have the doors or not. And my dog is scratching at the door. And then let's see here if we can spot one of these little guys real quick. There they are. They're so cute. Sorry for the dog. And then they'll fly around and have a great time in here. Sloths are kind of fun. They don't really do much, but they're cute. Same story, different things. Layout. These guys have a lot of different stuff. It's really fun to play around with. I'm not going to go into like everything because it's just too much. Whoops. Did you see that? I saw that. 70. And then customize, you can do it again. Log. We don't need that. Maintenance is fine. Oh, I forgot to do, see? I forgot to do this one over there. Da, 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 da. And we're actually going to do like 3 of each. And we're going to go back to the bats. And then we're going to manage in this. We're going to do 3 of each as well. And we don't want to store it in the trade center because it just gets crazy. They breed really fast. Not as fast as the butterflies though. Now, I'm not going to show you how to decorate today, like piece by piece, but we'll get there. So they have different stuff. Now for these guys, oh, they're good. I like to do, so you click here and then you go none. Now for me, this will stay like that, right? But that's okay. And you do none, and then I do none again. And what I like about this is it makes it look awfully like a butterfly garden, which I really, really like. And people seem to really like it too. So, like, real people too, not just these guys. But you can make really pretty butterfly gardens. Okay. Okay, we're gonna hit play. And we're gonna just let everything kind of settle in really quick. But yeah. Okay, so that's usually how you start. I mean, not with so many, because like, and especially not the big walkthrough ones, because like they are really expensive. But they are popular, so kind of consider that. But what I want you to know about the last ones to do in this video is how to get animals in. So how to create like a habitat. So what you do is we'll do concrete. And we're just going to put it here, and then there's just, you know, you just grab it and you pull. Grab that and you pull until you're done. And then you turn it and you grab it and you pull. And you just keep going until you get all the way around. Now, I mean, you could go like, you can just do like that or whatever, but I don't like the look of that very much most of the time, but like a lot of people just cover it up. So it's really not a big deal. So like if you do it like that and you like it like that, then all power to you. Now, the best way to know if this is complete is well, first you have to do habitat gate. Now, if you click on this, it doesn't really do anything, right? It just like does the one little piece that you're clicking on. But if you go to barriers and you do the gate, and you click on it, now the whole thing lights up. And you notice up here, under habitat, it says ready. That is how you know that you can put animals in here. So this is where you can do it two ways. So you can go to animal trading down here, and I don't really want tigers right now because they are expensive in a lot of ways. Let's do these guys. So we'll do an attic. So you just come in here and it's all here again, and you get what you need. So now we also need another female because they are herd animals now. And I know this because I have had them before. But also, if you look here, you can do Zoopedia. And then up at the top, they got general information, natural habitat, data, research, and all the stuff. So here is where we need to know. So group size, excluding juveniles, babies, is 2 to 25, up to 1 male, up to 24 females. You have to have at least 2 of these guys. 1 male though, so you have to be really careful of that. Did I get 2 males? I may have gotten 2 males. So I'm gonna hit manage. Oh, I did not, haha. So that shows me here. Now the other way, of course, is the same way with the other ones. You can do any type, you can do habitat, and then you can say desert, and then it's here. And then you just click and you do market, and then whatever's there in the market will pop up. Now, what we're gonna do now is go back to animal trading, go into animal storage, click all, because it's all that is there, and then you just send to zoo and pop them in. Because you saw that little house popped up. Hit play, and then you're gonna see the staff are gonna start running. They're gonna start going in there into our trade center, and they're gonna get the animals for us. And they come in ridiculously small boxes, and that includes the elephants and the hugest of animals. And then they run and run, and then they carry them in. And like magic, they're here. So now here comes the fun part. So you click on the animal, and it's just like we did for the exhibits and stuff. You just click on the animal and you check their welfare, and you see they're actually doing pretty good. So they actually really like a lot of this stuff, but they don't have enrichment. And so they need food enrichment and they need toy enrichment. Now, there's also something else to note is they have something called interspecies enrichment. So we're going to come back to the Zoopedia and we're going to click here, interspecies. So if you were to add any of these animals in there with them, they would get a bonus. And so would the other animal. And they tend to interact with each other, which is really cute. Okay, so here's what we do. So first you go into terrain. You just go all the way through. They don't have a hard shelter. They're not happy about that. They don't like their terrain. They don't like that. Now, gray means good in this case, okay? Long grass, too much. You see how they have the white there? And it's past that. So you want to make sure that it's in the white zones. See how those are green and they're in the whites? And they want lots of sand and they don't have any. So they don't like that. No snow, they're happy. So easiest thing to do is you grab your sand because they need a lot of that. And they need a lot less tall grass, and then you just take it and it'll automatically, you just click on it and it automatically took me there. And then you just hold down your mouse and you just paint. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy yet. And I like to do pretty much the whole dang thing. Almost there. Okay. That looks pretty darn good. And then they actually really like it now, but it doesn't look very appealing, does it? Oh, I got a little green there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little soil and I'm going to make like this. And it kind of looks like a trail, right? So nice and easy, and it's still in the green for everybody. So they would like probably a little more short grass, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So then they still need hard shelter. We'll come back to that. Environment. So all you do is you click desert in this case and Africa. And then I like to turn off the blueprints. Now you're watching over here, okay, for things to turn green or to change color. Because if it changes to orange, you're not doing well. You're making it worse. So what we want to do is we're going to add in just a few. And I like to make sure that random rotation is on. Because it twists them just a hair. Now you can see we're almost at our max. So I'm going to stop there because if I did another one, look what's going to, oh, we made it. Let's see, it's going to do it. See, oh, doesn't like that. So we're going to go ahead and take away those last two because I think 3 looks nice. If you do an odd number of plants, it tends to look better. And then some desert rocks tend to look nice. Or rocks in general, I should say. And again, I'm just holding down the shift and then I'm zing it up. I'm shifting them around. Oh, and that made them pop. So sometimes that's going to happen. It doesn't mean it's a bad deal. It's just that's going to happen sometimes. But we got to make sure we're being aware of, and again, here's my 3s. And we have to be aware of their space needs, which I'm going to show you in a second. And I'm going to show you the needs of the people because the people need to be able to see, which they can't right now. So we're going to bounce back over to the habitat wall right quick. And we're just going to hit this little arrow right here and we're going to drag to highlight both of them. Down here is a glass. You just click that and you're good to go. And you can make it a little taller in the front. Now people can see in. So now for them, they need enrichment, right? So we did the terrain, we did the plants, and now we need enrichment. And so you can see they have nothing here. So you're going to filter habitat item by species. Just click that. Again, I don't like doing the blueprints, so I turn it off. Big thing to remember is make sure you put in the food. Do it. There we go. And make sure you put in some water if there's no natural water source, because they're going to need those. Now, see, it didn't change any other environment needs, but they do need it. So, and then we're going to worry about the bedding in a minute. Now, I like to do this little trick. So here's the ball, right? So they see the little shiny thing at the bottom, the base. So what I do is I hit shift and I just barely sink that into the ground. And now it looks like it's free form because otherwise it's going to look like this. And it just looks strange to me. Okay, so notice we're in the orange now because they got the grazing ball. So that takes care of 10 points out of 15. So they need another one. So we're going to get this one. Or no, we're going to get this one. And same thing, I'm going to sink it just a little bit into the ground. And now we got 20 out of 15. They like that a lot, but they still need 61 toy enrichments, and they don't need interspecies, but they need the 61 toy enrichment. So we're going to go ahead and do a scratching post over here, which looks like a tree, which might throw off things. So we're going to actually do this one instead. They like that a lot because that was 100 out of 61. That was fantastic. Now, does that mean you have to stop? No, you can keep going. So like if you wanted to do the watermelon, do it. No big deal. If you wanted to do this thing, do it. And in fact, I'm going to sink it into the ground and it's going to be there. No big deal, right? They love it. Now, if you're playing on like medium or hard mode, look at them go. They will get tired of the toys, and so it's a good idea to change it up a little bit. Now, for these, if you don't like this color scheme, like because this looks a little strange in the desert, you just click on it, and down here you can do color editor. So I think for here we're gonna do like an orange, apply, and then we're gonna do like a red, apply. There we go, just like that, and escape, and we're good. Now, notice this one's making me a little nervous because he's up on this rock. So I'm going to do my heat map, and I'm going to do habitat. Traversable area is usually the first one to pop up, and you can see the blue is where they can go. So there's no escapees going to happen here. Hit H again to turn that off, and you're good to go. So that is a very beginning guide, and then we're going to go ahead and do a really quick blueprints on a really quick little area for them to rest in. And I don't like that hard floor look, so I'm going to sink it and make sure I'm very mindful of my areas. This will probably box them up. Watch. Boom. Oh, he didn't. Okay, that's cool. And then I'm going to turn that off again, and then I'm going to go my hay. And now that's going to happen sometimes, see? But if you hit your shift and go down a little bit, it doesn't pop as much. And I think I'm going to delete this tree. And I'm going to make sure that this little guy is not stuck back here. Traverse. Yep, see? He's stuck. That's how you know. So I'm going to hit move. And I'm just going to wait until it says he can do that. And then I'm just going to move him over there. Or her over there, I should say. Notice her welfare dropped to 0 because she was in that teensy tiny spot. She did not like that. So other basics is you're going to want to get signs up, and you're going to want to put like donation bins and everything like that. But we're not going to cover that in this one because I consider that like decoration. But as you can see, we have 336 guests in our zoo, and they're enjoying everything very thoroughly. And we are going to go ahead and end here for our basic start. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please ask questions, anything you need to know. I will do my best. I'll come up with some more if you guys are interested in this sort of stuff. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day, night, or whatever time it is for you. Bye.